We're here with UVa-Wise head men's basketball coach Blake Mellinger. Blake, heading into the season once again, let's first start talking about the schedule. Tough schedule last year, one of the toughest in the nation. This year might even be tougher. If you could just kind of talk about the non-conference schedule, how that prepares you for MEC play, where MEC play is just as tough as your non-conference.
It is, yeah. We always try to play. We got two regional teams in Lincoln Memorial and King that we play every year. We have a yearly series with those guys. Both of them are in close proximity to us, so it makes sense to play them. It just happens to be that they're both really good. So, but those are the teams that we're going to see in conference that are going to, be similar to the teams that are at the top of our league. So it helps us get prepared going into league play.
If you could, you got only five letter winners returning this year and only two starters. But you got Dimitri Souza coming back, and Ricardo Hill Jr. We'll first start with Dimitri. He's the second leading scorer last year, 14.9 points per game. Shot the ball at near 50%. If you could talk a little bit about him.
Yeah, I think this year the whole deal for him is just consistency. He had some really big games for us last year. Now, we need to get that from him on a nightly basis. He's more than capable of doing that. We just need him to kind of take that next step. And Ricardo, Ricardo's a guy who he's just he's very solid. He's a guy that we always know what we're going to get from him game in and game out. So he's kind of a glue guy for us, kind of the guy that kind of keeps us together. He's by far one of the biggest leaders on this team. So that's the biggest thing we expect from him. He's done a great job of that this far.
You got a host of newcomers coming in, 7 to be exact. 2 transfers, one from Fairmont State, Tyrell Badmus, and Ethan Driscoll from JUCO. If you could, and then 5 freshmen. If you could just talk a little bit about the newcomers, and then talk about how practice has been going, getting all of them integrated into the system.
Yeah, Tyrell, he's going to give us a different dimension. He can do some things on the floor that we haven't necessarily had in the past. And the good thing about him, he's played in this league, and he played on a team that has competed at the highest level in this league. So he knows the league. He knows what it takes to be successful. So that's something we're really relying on. And then Ethan Driscoll, he was a junior college transfer. He transferred to us as a sophomore, so we'll have him for 3 years. Again, another guy with college experience, another guy who's kind of been through it, so to speak. So expected big things from him also.
Lastly, if you could just talk about the league itself. We touched on it there at the beginning, but you got West Liberty, who is a NCAA semifinalist last year. You got Wheeling Jesuit, who was right there as well. And Fairmont State, Concord made the tournament last year. So did Notre Dame College. Notre Dame College didn't make it, but they played in the MEC tournament game. If you could just talk about the toughness of the league as it compares to the nation.
Well, yeah, it's year in and year out, it's by far one of the toughest leagues in the country. Last year we had 4 teams in the national tournament, which I think is maybe the first in the league history. So, there's no nights off. The league did lose some really good players. There were a lot of seniors in the league last year, but there are also some really good players returning. So, we're looking forward to the challenge. It's always good to be in a league where basketball is a priority. So, we take a lot of pride in that. So we're just looking forward to getting started.
All right, thank you, Coach, and best of luck this season.
Thank you.